Hello. I know what you must be thinking. It's not right for a woman to read. Soon she starts getting ideas and thinking. A dangerous pastime. I know. Hi guys. So I've been thinking and I've got this crazy old Maurice of an idea that maybe in the movie Beauty and the Beast, Gaston is not the villain but is instead be even kind of a good guy. Maybe even Prince Charming?
Disclaimer. For this theory, we will only be discussing Gaston's character from the 1991 Disney animated film and some of the previews for the 2017 live-action release, not the Broadway play. Another disclaimer. This theory is suggesting that Gaston represents the classic Disney Prince Charming archetype, not through magical time travel or whatever, the actual character of Prince Charming from Cinderella, although that would be extremely interesting.
Live-action Beauty and the Beast film is coming out in less than a month. So I thought it was the perfect time to let y'all in on the truth. So let's dive right into it. First, let's go over some basic characteristics of classic Disney villains in Disney princess films before Beauty and the Beast. So they are usually
Visually different from the other characters in their movie, dressing in dark clothing, being introduced in the movie in dark shadows. They have a more edgy or sharp appearance. See what I did there? They all have henchmen or sidekicks.
They are usually representative of a deadly sin, and the deadly sins are pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. They all have very evil motives. They want power or money or youth and beauty forever, want to be the fairest of them all. So they're very villainous motives. This is a running joke with Disney fans that a lot of Disney villains will call somebody a fool sometime throughout the movie. I'll put the picture proof up right now. Now let's talk about how Gaston differs from those characteristics of the classic Disney villain, especially in Disney princess movies. His physical attributes. Gaston was the first villain ever to be portrayed as handsome in a Disney animated movie. He does not dress in dark colors, he dresses in
Really bright colors actually, especially compared to the rest of the townspeople's clothing.
Gaston, instead of being isolated, actually kind of the opposite.
LeFou even says, "There's no man in town as admired as you. You're everyone's favorite guy. Everyone's awed and inspired by you, and it's not very hard to see why."
But other Disney villains are the rejects, they're the outcasts, but that's not Gaston's case. Gaston's motive is not evil at all. It is not for power, it's not for money, it's not for youth and beauty. Gaston's motive is simple. He just wants to marry the girl that he feels deserves him, the most beautiful girl in town. That makes her the best. And doesn't Gaston deserve the best? I'm quoting the movie, if you couldn't tell. After seeing and realizing that the Beast is real, that Elle really was kidnapped by a beast, witnessing how terrified the town becomes, learning the news of a seemingly monstrous beast nearby. A beast, by the way. Gaston's a hunter. Those hunter instincts kicked in when the girl that he was trying to marry is kidnapped by a beast, and the whole town that loves you so much is being terrorized. I mean, makes more sense now. He doesn't seem so much like a villain now.
He takes the lead and decides to help his town save themselves and their families.
Gaston, in the townspeople's minds at least, he's their hero.
Gaston, throughout the entire movie, never calls anybody a fool like the other Disney villains usually do. However, I should say this, LeFou in French does mean fool, and even though Gaston calls his friend by his name, he is not calling him a fool.
So now let's look at the basic characteristics of the classic Disney prince before Beauty and the Beast. Because Beauty and the Beast was kind of a transition film, and Gaston is kind of the symbolic end of the classic Disney prince archetype. So the princes before Beauty and the Beast
are Prince Florian from Snow White, Prince Charming from Cinderella, Prince Philip from Sleeping Beauty, and Prince Eric from The Little Mermaid.
Some of their common and main characteristics include
physical attributes. They are handsome, tall, well-dressed in bright clothing with brown hair and light eyes.
Their motives are for love. They pursue the princess based solely on looks. Sometimes they do it in kind of a creepy way.
Cough, cough, Prince Philip.
They all have this sense of heroism. They're usually the hero of their film. They defeat the villain or the villain's plan. As far as their personality goes, they are brave, they are motivated, they are diligent, and they are adored by everyone. Sound familiar? Here is the counter argument I do see coming from this. I expect to see comments that say, but Gaston tried to kill the Beast even after the Beast spared his life. Yes, you are right. But think about this. If Gaston went back to that town without having killed the Beast, that is absolutely terrifying them, he would break the hearts and further frighten the townspeople that love him and adore him so much. So instead, as the hero that the townspeople see him as, he realizes that he has to even sacrifice his own life to try his best to save the town. You might also say, but wait, he tried throwing Maurice into an insane asylum to try and force Belle to marry him. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Yes, he did try to throw Maurice into an insane asylum, but it's not as bad as what the Beast did to Maurice.
You know, held him prisoner in the cold, dark dungeon without food or water, and then took his daughter instead without letting him say goodbye. Oh yeah, and then made him so sick he almost died. Yeah. If that's acceptable of our so-called hero, I think Gaston gets a pass on this one.
What do you guys think of my theory? Do you think that Gaston is still 100% evil, 100% the villain? Or do you think that the Beast is the villain? Do you think that they're both the villains? Do you think neither of them are villains? Or do you think that Gaston and the Beast are both the villains and the Prince Charmings at the same time in the same movie, thereby ending the era of the classic villain, hero, Prince Charming, princess dichotomy? Let me know what you think. It's a dangerous pastime. I know. Comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel, and tune in every Tuesday and Thursday for Disney videos. Bye! I'm wearing my Gaston shirt. Can you see it? And my Gaston belt and black pants and my Gaston boots. So I'm wearing my Gaston shirt and I'm Disney bounding at the same time. So get on my level.